isn't to say that I'm not browsing, but you know, I think it's probably healthy for both myself and the community for me to actually make a clean break. What happened to the quick save image button? This is number 767. That was removed because of a browser essentially compatibility thing. It only worked in Chrome because Firefox, it has to do with basically the origin and the fact that the images are hosted on a different subdomain, and now actually, I mean, entirely different domain once we switch to the cookieless domain. Basically JavaScript and that's running off of 4chan.org cannot access a resource that's on 4cdn.org, and there's not really a way to specify it with like a CORS header or something. I mean, it's a long way of explanation of saying basically it's not supported anymore by the browser. And so, it was Chrome only. We were thinking about removing it anyway because it was Chrome only, which kind of stunk to have a feature that was available to one browser. But once Chrome basically removed that support going forward, and we just took it out because it wasn't going to work anymore. I think if you have like 4chanx or something like that, like a browser add-on, it gets around that because it has essentially much higher privileges than what we can do in the browser, what's being served from the web. So if that feature is really important to you, I mean, I guess you could use a third-party extension or just an extension that specifically, does that. Like I will miss giving you head in the server room, 786. That's never had sex in the server closet, so maybe that can be something I aspire to going forwards. Accepting applications via email. What's your favorite color? I think red is actually my favorite color. Everybody says blue, but in fact, red looks terrible on me too because I have very naturally rosy skin. I have blue eyes, but pretty rosy skin, so red just makes me look like I'm fucking sunburnt. So I look terrible in red, but I really like red as a color for some reason. Then maybe green, I don't know. Did you fug Boxy, number 795? No, I met her, so that's Katie Wayne. I met her, we hung out for it was 30 minutes or less. I was in California, and tweeted that I was in Soma, which is in kind of downtown San Francisco, and I had time to kill. And somebody basically tweeted at both of us and said, "Oh my God, you should, Boxy's there. You should meet her." And so we met up for a coffee on where the hell were we? Like Oak Street or something. And she's nice. She's actually super nice. And I felt very old because she was memeing me, and I didn't know all the memes she was saying. But no, she was actually super nice. We took that photo and broke the internet, or at least broke the 4chan internets for a day. That was a funny kind of closing that loop, meeting a meme legend. Why do you allow the CP spammer or ASP CP spammer to run rampant on speed? Number 809. A lot of the spam on SP is done by an individual on a mobile network in Chicago. And I mean, this is really one of the only forms of spam that we still have trouble blocking. Again, like it or hate it, CAPTCHA really does prevent most of the automated spam that we encounter. And so, so this person is obviously they're having to solve CAPTCHAs, but what they also do is that they basically are just flipping. They're using a mobile network, and they're just I don't know if it's a phone or like a little MiFi hotspot, but I mean, you move 5 feet, you get a new IP with your mobile phone usually. So they're basically exploiting that to spam. And so and again, there are a few dozen moderators and a handful more janitors, and not everybody can be awake at all hours of the day. And again, just report it. The report system, I mean, this is part of the reason that people are so upset about moderation, I think, all the time, is that I think we've kind of clamped down. I mean, 4chan the API thing, moderation really is truly as lax as it's been in terms of both kind of the punishment that is meted out. But it's more that there is definitely more, I guess, enforcement in terms of just the total number of kind of moderator actions being performed in a day, because I think I wrote about this in one of my older news posts, but our old system was a piece of shit. I mean, it was great when we introduced it, which was like 8 or 9 years ago, but it didn't scale well, and certainly not with the volume of posts that we get, the volume of rule breaking posts that we get, and the volume of reports that we get, and also just the number of moderators and whatnot. People actually with access to these tools, and so for a long time we were using these tools that were just completely outdated and antiquated and not really up to the task. And those were completely rewritten like 2 or 3 years, or was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And now it's like shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, that's why you see a lot more posts deleted and a lot more users banned, is not because of a conscious effort to step up moderation. It's just that the tool, it would probably take, the old queue, it could take, let's just say like maybe in 10 minutes, or let's just say in a minute, you could take care of like 3 or 4 posts. It just took forever. It took you like 15 to 20 or more seconds to do anything. And now you can moderate almost like a post per second. It's really just night and day, or at least every 3 to 5 seconds. And so you do see, again, a lot, depending on kind of who's active and how many people are online. You see a lot more a lot more moderation these days in that sense, just because it's just, again, we're kind of able to cover more ground with less. But again, I do truly believe in it. Most bans now are 1 to 3 days in length. We decreased a lot, or we added the ability for janitors to submit warn requests. And so really, 4chan's, when we first got that system, the bans all used to be like permanent bans, like global permanent bans. And now rarely are you globally banned. Very rarely are you permanently banned. Really, most of the bans are 1 to 3 days. Short bans aren't appealable, I know, but again, most of them are local, so you're not blocking the entire site. And if you go back even further, being banned from 4chan used to block you from browsing. You couldn't even browse the damn site. And so now, again, it's like night and day, and it's only gotten a lot more, I think, lenient in some respects. And a lot of people, again, either haven't been using the site that long, or just kind of have chosen to kind of conveniently forget how bad it once was, and how actually really how subjective moderation used to be. It's very with the ban templates, we're very strict about, again, what can be banned for, because it has to correspond. They open up the ban panel now, and there's a drop down list, and like, these are the things you can ban for, because these correspond to the board specific rules. It's all in the database, and the global rules. And so if it's not there, then you probably shouldn't be banning for it. And obviously there's some, there's a certain amount of interpretation for some of more of the kind of catch-all rules. But again, we've really stressed for people to be kind of as objective and lenient as possible. And then when you're banned too, again, you can view the post and all that, like the rule you broke and the post and all that. Again, like that never used to be the case. You used to get banned from using the site, and you'd have like a cryptic, inane ban reason that was like, like 5 words long, without an example. So again, it's really night and day. And for people who say it's worse, again, they really don't know how bad it used to be. So I am actually really happy with how that's changed. Here's a wonderful poll post, number 812. Why did you sell out your own people? I don't believe that I did. Why did you get literally in bed with SJWs? I didn't. Why did you hand B over to the feds? Again, not a thing, probably illegal in the United States. Why do you nuke poll? I already explained that. Are you not Jewish? I'm not Jewish, but again, this is the kind of thing where it just doesn't make any sense to, if I say I'm not Jewish, they'll go, oh, he's sliding, or oh, he's this or that. So this is why I normally don't respond to things like this, because there's essentially all of the questions I just read and responded to. There's no way to give a satisfactory answer to anybody who asks that kind of a question, because they're just so far, in their own head, and are essentially, unwilling to accept any answer that is not the one that they're looking for, which again is a large part of why I stopped posting is often both kind of, seeking to not derail threads, but also because, the funny questions that I do get, it is, completely impossible to actually, give an answer that people will accept if it's not the one that they're looking for. What was the most intense moment you remember having on 4chan, number 820? With a picture of Morgan Freeman with a new motorcycle, which that is not Morgan Freeman. Most intense moment. I mean, it's hard to single out any one